Should you get and build Lee? Short answer, probably yes. Long answer, this entire video.
どうも、はじめまして。あなたがドクターですね。うちのガキどもがいつもお世話になってます。あいつら、皆さんに迷惑かけてませんよね。
Mr. Lee is a 6-star merchant specialist from Nian, a laid-back middle-aged man who is the founder of Lee's detective agency. After the Chernobog incident, he contacted Rhodes Island to resolve the remaining issues in Lungman Slum. With his underground network, he assists Rhodes Island to infiltrate Lungman's underground world and provide valuable information. With the standard bearer trio, now we have the merchant trio with Lee. Lee is a standard 6-star featured along with a limited 6-star Ling in his debut banner. Ling is a very powerful unit and recommended to get, so how about Lee? Is he worth to get after you get Ling? Or is he recommended to get when he appears in a future standard banner? We will see. Lee is a merchant specialist, a specialist that has a fast redeploy tray, but won't refund any DP when retreated. Also while on the stage, he will consume 3 DP every 3 seconds. If there's not enough DP, he'll vanish out of thin air. Consuming 3 DP every 3 seconds will make the natural DP generation to stagnate. So most of the time in a stage where your DP generation is being restricted, or like in a annihilation, it's better not to use him for a long time in the field. And make sure you got your vanguard ready to print DP when he is in the team. As for his general stats, as a 6-star, Lee has more stats than other merchant specialist. Has a pretty good DPS from his normal attack, and a pretty tanky stats. Overall his skills made him perfect to be used for a long time in the field. But his faster redeployment time sure is useful to use as some kind of executor. But he got more DP than other merchant, so if you redeployed him multiple times, perhaps it's not going to be pleasant, since he takes DP during his time in the field. Moving to his talents, his first talent. When Lee is blocking an enemy, gains more attack speed and also reduce that enemy attack speed. If there is only one enemy in the 8 surrounding tiles, double the effect. A very useful talent to attack faster and debuffs the enemy. This talent is definitely designed to be paired with his skills and increase his usability as an executor. As for his second talent, every 3 seconds if there is a sufficient DP, he will consume 5 DP instead to block the next stun or freeze attack, including the stun from sources like nervous impairment elemental damage. When successfully parried, the attacker will be stunned in return for a few seconds. Stunning the enemy in return will also give Lee a time to breathe and activate the talent again after 3 seconds. A very unique talent to avoid those troublesome effect. Though we rarely see frozen effect. I think it's currently only in chapter 6 or break the ice event. But it's certainly useful to use Lee in those stages. And stun can be pretty common to encounter. Some future events like Stultifer and Arvis and Lingering Echoes can be troublesome because of the stun effect from the enemy. And this is his potentials upgrade list. A decent upgrade, but overall he's fine without one. And this is his module. The module will increase his HP and attack, and make his tray that consume 3 DP every 3 seconds, to only consume 2 DP every 3 seconds. Easily a tier S module that will help this archetype main drawback, as long as the stage DP generation is normal. With Lee on the field, the DP generation won't become stagnant, though it makes the DP generation very slow. But overall it's a superb module that you should unlock once you E2 him, making Lee more viable because his DP consumption is reduced. And this is his module upgrade. The module will improve his second talent. The level 2 will increase the stun duration that he inflicted. No significant difference if I must say. Especially there's some condition in order for Lee to stun the target. But overall a decent talent and stats upgrade, especially if you aim for the next upgrade. As for the level 3, Lee will only consume 4 DP to activate his talent. Lee can drain your DP if he is constantly attacked by stun or freeze effect. Though if you bring a Vanguard and it's just a normal stage, it's hardly a problem. Overall a good upgrade but maybe not a priority. His level 1 module is the most impactful and the one you should prioritize. And moving to his skills, his first skill. An infinite duration skill that increases attack and gains some arts evasion. This one has the biggest attack boost from his other skills. The arts dodge is nice but 40% is the highest you can get from M3. Personally I won't trust anything below 50% for a dodge. And when Lee failed to dodge the arts attack, he can take quite amount of damage, since he doesn't have any resistance. As for his second skill, his attack speed is passively increased by 30. When active, Lee will put mark on a target and increase their taunt level for the ally. The mark will explode after 5 seconds, dealing some percentage of AoE arts damage. Additionally, during that 5 seconds period, every hit on the marked target will increase the explosion damage up to 600%. If the limit is reached or the target dies, the mark will explode prematurely. This is Lee's main DPS skill. Combined with his talent 1, his attack can be very fast. And he can make an enemy into a time bomb. This skill can be triggered quite often, thanks to the skill short SP cost. And the skill bar will start generating after he put on his mark. The damage is quite big, as long as the enemy is not a highly resistance one. Lee alone is mostly enough to deal the damage to common enemies. But to reach the skillful potential you need other operators. Thankfully Lee will increase the taunt level of the marked enemy, making it easier for other operators to attack them. A fast attacker is the best one to help increase the damage. I think Extra and Dash alone can increase the mark damage to its limit. Perhaps other operators can't do it alone, but surely can if there is more than one. Other than that, increasing an enemy taunt level to be targeted by others might be useful in some situation. And then his third skill. Expand his range, increase attack and defense. Attacks push all enemies within range except the current target away with small force. Increase Lee taunt level. And gain some physical and arts dodge against attacks from outside his range. A useful skill that can disrupt enemy movement using the push force. Very useful if you are facing waves of level 1 lightweight enemies. Especially Wraith or Urgot. And make a good use of his talent 1. But the small push force can be quite limiting. Heavier enemy who tends to be more dangerous can still passing through. The attack and defense boost is also not amazing. So he still needs the help of other operators for healing and finishing a tougher foe. The most interesting part about this skill is his increased taunt level and dodge ability. It will make Lee become a very strong bait unit, taking all those hits like a champ. But 70% can still miss, and the dodge only affect those who attack from the outside. So make sure to prepare a healer or other plan. And then for skill mastery priority. I think it depends on how you use Lee, but it's either his skill 2 or skill 3. His skill 2 is his best DPS skill and actually gain more from mastery. His S3 turns him into a bottleneck that interrupt enemies' movement and become a solid beta. But pretty much his skill 3 is what makes him unique, as the skill 2 is quite replaceable for an arts damager. While I don't recommend to master his skill 1, but perhaps it will be useful to dodge an enemy with melee arts attack. As for his base skills, when assigned to control center with A, increase moral recovery per hour. And his E2 base skill will increase clue collection speed by 25%. So, will Lee become a good operator for your team? Certainly a unique operator. He will be useful to counter stun or frozen effect. Crowd control on his S3 especially for lightweight enemy also becomes a bait unit. And burst damage from his S2. He is useful and viable in general story stages. Personally not my star unit in IS mode, but can be helpful with the right relic. Counter elemental that can stun allied unit, and when facing that one golem. Perhaps not the best choice for CC event with DP generation risk, but makes an appearance in upcoming CC9. Thanks to his talent to parry stun from the elemental damage and skill 3. Perhaps for newer player he's not really a priority to get for starter. His debut banner is with Ling, so perhaps he will spook you. With a little understanding and Vanguard DP printing, I'm sure you can make a good use of his skill too in early stages. And investing for E2 talent to parry stun or frozen effect. So grab your Orundum, we got Carp Dragon to gacha. That should be all. Adios.